Hello, good day everyone. So this video lesson is all about the application of sequences and series in financial mathematics. So here are the learning objectives. So at the end of this topic, you should be able to identify real-world financial applications involving sequences and series, determine the possible types of sequences and series that could be applied in financial problems and decision making, and lastly, solve real-life financial problems by applying sequences and series. Yan, so let's start. Okay, before we formally go in solving word problems, okay, we have to familiarize with these important terms in financial mathematics. So ito yung madalas nating na ririnig or maririnig when we are going to solve word problems. Okay? So, the first term here is the word appreciation. O, so, meron din palang appreciation sa financial mathematics. So, ano tong appreciation in financial mathematics? So, it means, okay, the increase in the value of an asset over time. Okay, so ito yung increase. Pag sinabi nating appreciation, ang tatandaan natin dyan, increase in the value. Okay? Increase in the value. Wait lang, hindi sumusulat yung pen. Wait lang. Increase in the value. Like for example, yung house, yung land, okay, yung investment, okay? Because of factors like demand, improvements, or inflation. Okay, isang common, very common example at alam nyo na rin to. Okay, 'di ba when we buy land, okay, after natin siyang mabili, after a year or after a certain period of time, tataas yung value niya. Nakwento na rin ba or nasabi na rin ba sa inyo ng mga lolo't lola ninyo? Ayan. Nag-advise na rin ba sa inyo ang mga lolo't lola ninyo na kapag kayo ay ah, may ipon, ganyan, maganda na i-invest ninyo siya sa lupa. Kasi yung presyo ng lupa, habang tumatagal, tumataas. Okay, o kinukuwento sa akin ng lola ko na before daw sa ganitong halaga, sa maliit na halaga makakabili ka na ng ilang ektaryang lupa. So ganun siya. So very common, a very, very common example of appreciation is this one. O sabi dito sa example natin, a lot owner bought a piece of land for 500,000 pesos. So the value of the land appreciates by 8% every year. Ibig sabihin, pag sinabing appreciates, tumataas. The value of the land increases by 8% every year. Okay? So, that is an example of appreciation. So, basta mabasa ninyo, marinig ninyo na increase, appreciation, yan, pagtaas. Okay? So, meron siyang pagtaas. Okay? Ayan, increase of value. So, kung meron tayong appreciation, meron naman din tayong tinatawag na depreciation. So, kabaliktaran to ng appreciation. Ito naman yung decrease in the value of an asset over time. So, nangyayari siya usually due to the usage, aging, or becoming outdated. Okay? Like for example, yung iPhone 17 na yan, o, 'di ba? Sinong mga naka-iPhone 17 Pro Max, fully paid dito. Ayan, joke lang. Ayan, so, habang ngayon, dahil uso pa siya, in pa siya, siya pa yung pinaka-updated na iPhone, I think. iPhone 17, wala pa naman ako nababalita ang iPhone 18, right? So, iPhone 17, since siya pa yung pinaka-updated sa lahat ng nailabas na iPhones, iPhone natin, ng mga cellphones, ayan, gadgets, okay? Siya yung may pinakamataas na presyo. Okay? Unlike dun sa iba, for example, iPhone 10, may iPhone 11, ganyan, iPhone 12, ganyan, mas lower na yung presyo nila. O, pag naluma din, pag naging outdated na yung iPhone 17, like may nilabas na yung Apple na na another iPhone 18, iPhone 19, ganyan, yung presyo ng iPhone 17 of course ay bababa kasi nga outdated na siya. May mas mataas na parang specs, mga ganyan, o parang sa computer din, 'di ba? So habang naluluma, okay, bumababa naman yung value niya, bumababa yung presyo niya. Okay, just like our example here, sabi dito, a car bought for 800,000 pesos drops in value to 500,000 pesos after several years. So, this problem is an example of depreciation. So, tatandaan ninyo, kapag may pagbaba, may pag-drop ng presyo, we call that depreciation in financial mathematics. Okay? So, again, pag mataas or pag may pagtaas, pag may increase, appreciation. Pag may decrease, okay, we call that depreciation. Okay, so wait lang, let's underline yan, decrease. Okay, so balikan natin para mas matandaan ninyo. So appreciation, increase, depreciation, decrease. So tandaan natin yung dalawang two first terms natin. Yan. Okay? Next, so ito alam ko, alam na alam niyo yung formula nito, okay? We have here the simple and compound interest. So for simple interest, of course, that is the interest that is computed on the principal and then added into it. Okay, so simple interest is interest computed only based on the original principal. So, alam na alam ninyo, yung formula natin ay interest, simple interest is equal to PRT. Okay? PRT is, yung I natin, it's the interest. Yung P natin is principal. And then yung R natin, it's the rate. Okay? And then yung T natin, it's time in years. Always dapat siya naka-convert siya in years. Okay? So, that is our formula. Yan. So, later on, if ever meron tayong problem involving simple interest, we will be elaborating that. So, for now, yan muna yung mahalagang term and yung formula natin for simple interest. Okay? Again, yung simple interest, computed siya on the principal and then added into it lang. Okay? So, iisa siya, minsanan siya. Okay, yung simple interest. When we talk about compound interest naman, it is the interest, okay, computed on the principal and on the accumulated past interest. Okay, accumulated past interest. So, sabi dito, example natin, saving 10,000 pesos with 5% interest compounded annually means you earn interest not just on 10,000 pesos but also on the interest you already earn. Okay? For example, ayan, halimbawa, yung 10,000 mo, after a year, naging 11,000 siya. So after a year ulit, magkaka-interest ulit yun, pero ang kukumputin na yung sa 11,000 na. Okay? So, ganun yung compound interest. So, unlike sa simple interest, minsanan lang siya, isang beses lang siya i-compute yung interest. Yung sa compound interest, habang nadadagdagan yung pera mo, okay, nadadagdagan din yung sa interest. Okay? Nadadagdagan din. So, in short, okay, kung tayo ay mangungutang, kung tayo ay hihiram, maglo-loan, okay, maganda na yung tubo lang or yung parang, what do you call that ba? Yung interest lang nung utangin natin ay naka-simple interest. O, di ba? Pero, kung tayo yung magpapahiram or magpapautang, mas maganda na compound interest kasi dire-diretsong kumikita yung pera natin. Hindi lang dun sa mismong capital, dun sa mismong original na pinahiram ninyo, pero habang tumatagal, lalo na kapag mas mahaba yung panahon, mas kikita siya, mas malaki yung magiging kita ninyo. Okay, so yun yung technique. Pag ikaw yung mangungutang, dapat simple interest. Kapag ikaw yung magpapautang, dapat compound interest. Okay, kung ikaw yung maglalabas ng pera, compound. Pag ikaw yung kailangang humiram or kumuha ng pera, it should be simple. So, ganun yung mga technique. Pero yun nga, hindi natin siya control. Nakadepende dun sa ating situation or hiraman. Okay? Ayan, by the way din pala, okay, pag sinabi nating compound interest, it is an example of, usually, ayan, geometric sequence. Kasama din niya yung appreciation and depreciation. So, pag may mga problems tayo involving yan, appreciation, depreciation, okay, tapos ito, compound interest, may mga interest siya per year, ganyan, usually sila ay geometric sequence. Okay? Nagiging arithmetic sequence lang siya kapag parang fixed. Okay, fix yung amount. Okay, for example, tumaas ng 1,000 every year, tumataas siya ng 1,000 every year, ganyan. So, that is the application of arithmetic sequence. Pero kapag may percentage and accumulated siya, like itong compound interest, na iba-iba siya, okay, nag-start siya sa dun sa original, parang ito. And then, pag nagkaroon na siya ng percentage, nadagdagan na, ang ibibilang natin is yung nadagdagan. Okay? So, that is geometric sequence. Okay? Later, we will have a problem para mas ma-gets natin. Okay? Ma-gets ninyo. Ayan. So, next term, we have here loan. Okay? Loan is a money borrowed from a bank or lender that you agree to pay back, usually with interest. Okay? Loan or paghiram ng pera. Okay? So, for example, you borrow 1 million pesos from a bank, okay, to purchase something, to purchase a house, ganyan, to purchase a land, ayan. You don't simply return yung 1 million pesos, of course. Hindi mo basta-basta, oh, ito 1 million, yung hinirang pong 1 million, hindi ganun yun, okay? Kasi it's a business, right? So, you don't simply return the 1 million pesos. So, depende siya sa agreement ninyo, pero of course, you will pay interest. Okay? Siyempre, sino ba namang papahiram ng 1 million and then, di ba? Right? So, it has interest. Okay? So, that is loan. Next is the mortgage. Okay? This is a specific type of loan used to purchase real estate such as house or land. Okay? Like for example, yun, you borrow money from a bank to buy a house. Okay? So, yung house or yan, land. Okay? So, the property itself, okay, is used as a guarantee, okay, or collateral until the loan is fully paid. Okay? So, ito yung tinatawag natin na mortgage. O, di ba may mga tinatawag tayo kapag may uutangin ka, parang kumbaga may isasanla ka, kumbaga may collateral para if ever hindi mo mabayaran yung utang, yun na yung kukunin nila sa'yo. For example, nangutang ka ng 1 million pesos, ang collateral nun, for example, ayan, yung lupa mong sarili, yung bahay mong sarili, parang isasangla mo lang kumbaga. Okay, yun yung mortgage, yun yung concept ng mortgage. Okay? So, collateral, parang kung hindi mo nabayaran in full, parang ganon, pag hindi mo nabayaran in full within that certain period of time, ayan, yun na yung kukunin nila sa'yo. Kabayaran nung hiniram mo. Okay? So, yun yung mortgage natin. Okay? So, remember lang natin, yung loan, money borrowed. Okay? Loan, money borrowed. Yung kaibahan niya. Okay? Yung mortgage naman is specifically secured by real estate. Okay? Secured siya by real estate. Okay? So, may collateral. Tatandaan ninyo, may collateral guarantee for mortgage. Yan. Okay? Next is accumulated value or yung accumulated value, tinatawag din natin siyang future value. Okay? It is also called future value. It is the total value of your investment after a certain period. So, it includes your original investment plus the growth or interest it earned. Okay? So, like for example, nag-invest ka ng 100,000. Okay? And after 5 years, nagtumubo siya, kumita siya ng 50,000 pesos. O, so, yung future value mo, yung accumulated value mo, total of 150,000 pesos. Okay? So, that is what we call the accumulated or future value. So, pakitandaan po yung mga terms natin dyan. Next up, we have here the conversion or the interest period. Okay, the interest period. So, this refers to the time between successive interest, okay, successive interest conversions. Okay, for example, annually. Pag narinig ninyo yung annually, tatandaan ninyo, annually meaning yearly or 1 year. Okay, quarterly, pag sinabi nating quarterly, okay, every 3 months. Okay? Every 3 months. Kasi how many, o, di ba, parang sa school lang ninyo, di ba, we have this first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. So, we have 4 quarter. Ibig sabihin, pag hinati natin yung 1 year, sa loob ng, yan, at we have 12 months, right? Divided by 4, kung 4 na quarter, we have 3 months. So, every 3 months. So, ang pagbabayad, for example, ay every 3 months. So, that's what we call quarterly. Okay? Next is monthly. O, pag sinabing monthly, of course, per month. Okay? 1 month. Pag semi-annually naman, okay, conversion period is 6 months. O, semi, diba? So, kalahating taon every 6 months. Okay? Yan. Next up, we have the frequency of conversion. Okay? Frequency of conversion. It is the number of conversion periods in 1 year. Okay? So, sabi dyan, ayan no, if an account earns 5% annual interest compounded quarterly, the frequency of conversion is 4 times a year. O, syempre, di ba? So, compounded quarterly. So, ilang beses siya nagkakaroon ng interest? 4 times a year daw. Okay? So, 4 times a year. Malaki yun, no? 4 times a year. Nagkakaroon ng interest yung kanyang amount. Okay? So, yan. Pag annually, of course, ilang interest nun? Pag annually, isa lang. Isang interest lang yun. Pag semi-annually, dalawa. Yan. Pag quarterly, 4. Kapag monthly, 12. Okay? So, yan. Next up is rate. So, it is usually represented by the small letter R. Okay? Annual interest rate, kumbaga. So, yearly rate of increase of the investment. Okay, on na doble. Of the investment. Yan. Yan. Next is the period rate. Okay, period rate. So, the period rate is the interest rate for one conversion period. Okay, so the formula in conversion, or sorry, the formula in period rate is, you just have to um, remember this. Okay, so I is the representation ha, R is equal to M. Okay, yung R natin, it is the rate, and then yung M natin ay kung ilan, frequency. Okay, frequency ng conversion natin, yung M natin. Okay? Yan. Frequency yung M. Okay? Next is the time of term. Okay? The time of term. The time or term. That is time or term. Nagkamali tayo dyan. The time or term. Okay? How long in years the money is borrowed or invested. Okay? Like for example, 5 years, o ilan yung time niya? 5, 'di ba? 18 months, okay? We have to convert it per year kasi sabi ko sa inyo, dapat yung time laging in terms of years. O for example, ang given ay 18 months. Okay? Sa problem natin, 18 months yung given. Ilan yon? 1.5 years. Okay? Or year. Okay? 1.5 years. Sige, dagdagan natin yan. So, 1.5 years, 1.5, right? Pag 12 months yung nilagay, o di ilagay nyo 1 year. Pag 36 months, o di 36 months, o di 3 years. Okay? So, ganun siya. You just divide it by 12. Okay? Yan. So, okay. Yan na yung mga ano natin. Terms natin. Okay? Those are important terms we have to remember when we are talking about financial mathematics. Okay? Yan. So let's now move on with this one, solving word problems involving, ayan, sequences and series in financial mathematics. So paano ba natin magagamit yung natutunan natin sa sequences and series, okay, with this one when ang involved ay financial mathematics. Okay? So when we are solving problems, okay, I have a suggestion, steps. We have here 6 steps. So ito, you can use this one as your basis, okay, para mas organize or step by step yung pagsosolve ninyo. Pero if you have the shortcut or yung own way ninyo, kasi lahat naman tayo may kanya-kanyang diskarte, no, when we are solving word problem. It's also okay. It's fine with me as long as we came up with the right answer, okay lang po yan. Okay? So, ito is yung 6 steps natin, ito muna yung gagamitin natin para makita ninyo the step-by-step process. Okay? Hindi natin siya shortcut, step-by-step ito. Pero again, if you have a shorter way on how to solve this problem, on how to solve word problems, it's fine. Okay? As long as iisa yung sagot natin, same yung sagot natin, then wala magiging problem. Okay? So, here na. Ayan, example number 1. A lot owner bought a piece of land for 500,000 pesos. The value of the land appreciates. So, pag sinabi natin appreciates, again, increases, okay, by 8% every year. So, what will be the value of the land after 5 years? Okay? Yan. So, in here, of course, first, of course, okay, step 1, we have to identify the variable. Okay, we have to identify the variable. So, isulat ko lang dito, step 1. Sana kumasya lahat. Ayan. Step 1, okay, identify the variable. So, we will be identifying, alright? So, we use, okay, a sub n na lang. So, let a sub n represent the value after n years. Okay, after n years. So, ano kaya yung n natin dyan? Later on. So, the letter n, of course, simple lang siya. The letter n represent the number of years. Okay, so yung letter n natin dyan, nagre-represent siya ng number of years. So, 5 years yan. So, later. Okay? So, paano kaya yan? Next is yung step 2 natin. So, na-identify na natin yung variable natin. Okay? So, that is our n, the number of years. Okay? Next is the second step, which is identifying what is being asked. So, ano ba talaga yung tinatanong? Okay, ano yung hinahanap natin? So, ang tinatanong, what will be the value of the land after 5 years? Okay? So, therefore, we are looking for the value after 5 years. So, value after after 5 years. So, yan yung tinatanong natin. Okay? So, value after 5 years. So, of course, the term we are looking for, kasi we are dealing with sequences here, of course, the term we are looking for is the A sub 5. Okay? A sub 5, yung pang fifth term. Okay? Pang fifth term. And also, okay, we should remember, okay, pang ano lang to, para hindi tayo malito, A sub 1, A sub 2, A sub 3, A sub 4, ganyan. Okay, so, for A sub 1, ayan yung after the first period, based dun sa given. Mamaya isa-isahin natin yung given para magamit natin to. So, A sub 1, that is after the first period. For A sub 2, that is after the second period. A sub 3, after the third period. And then A sub 4, after the fourth period. And so on and so forth. Pag A sub 5, of course, yan nga yung ating pang fifth term. After the fifth period. So, after 5 years, ayan, again, we will be looking for A sub 5. So, yan yung tinatanong, yan yung hahanapin natin, yan yung sasagutin natin. Okay? Next is step 3. Okay? Identify the given values. Okay? Identify the given values. So, kailangan nating hanapin. Okay? Yung mga values based dyan sa given. So, sabi dito, nabili niya daw yung lupa ng 500,000. So, sa tingin ninyo, yan na ba yung A sub 1 natin? Yan na ba yung first term natin? Not yet. Right? Kasi sabi dyan, okay, ang hinahanap kasi natin ay after 5 years. So, sabi din dito, sabi ni ko kanina, yung A sub 1 natin, yan yung presyo after the first period. Ibig sabihin, nakasama na yung interest dyan sa mga terms natin na hinahanap natin. So, we need to compute, okay, yung first period using the original amount na, original price na 500,000 pesos. Okay? So, in order for us to find, okay, for it, we're going to what? So, A sub 1, para mahanap natin yung A sub 1, that is equal kay 500,000 pesos times 1.08. O, saan nakuha yung 1.08? Ang nandyan lang na percentage natin ay 8%. Okay? Remember, class, na yung 1, siya yung karagdagan kabuuan niya. Okay? Kasi kung 0.8 lang, ang makukuha lang natin ay yung interest ng 500,000. But, we are looking for the value after the first period. Ibig sabihin, 500,000 plus yung interest. Kaya meron tayong 1 dyan. Ibig sabihin, yung nire-represent niyan is yung 100%. Okay, 100 plus the additional 8%. Kaya naging 108, or if we're going to convert that into decimal, 1.08. So, tandaan ninyo na, pag interest lang yung tinatanong as is na 0.08 or 8%. Pero, kapag yung future value, yung after value, okay, we're going to add always 1. Kasi 100%, kasama niya yon. So, 1.08. Okay? So, if you're going to solve that, 500,000, okay, times 1.08, ang makukuha natin ay 540,000 pesos. Okay? So, 540,000 pesos. Yan. So, that is our A sub 1. Susunod is yung ating, ano kaya to? Since this is, gaya ng sabi ko sa inyo kanina, appreciates, increases, and we have here percentage per year. Okay? This is a geometric. Okay? Ang gagamitin natin dito ay yung concept ng geometric sequence, yung formula ng geometric sequence. So, ibig sabihin, ang susunod nating hanapin after natin mahanap ang first term ay yung common ratio. So, ang common ratio niyan, of course, ito, yung minultiply natin. Kasi, di ba, every year, tumataas daw siya ng 8%. So, 1.08. So, that is our common ratio. Okay? So, na-identify na natin yung mga given important values. Okay? So, after nyan, of course, we have to identify the sequence or series to be used. O yun, gaya nga ng sabi ko sa inyo kanina, that is our geometric sequence. So, ibig sabihin, pag geometric sequence, ang gagamitin nating formula ay yung formula for geometric sequence. So, number 4, it is geometric. Okay, geometric sequence. So, sequence tayo kasi fifth term yung hinahanap natin yung A sub 5. So, for number 5, show the solution. So, what is our formula? We have A sub n is equal to A sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1. Then, we have to substitute lang the given values. So, A sub n, that is A sub 5, is equal to A sub 1, that is 540,000. Okay, 540,000. Then, after that, okay, hindi ko pa pala, 540,000 times, our ratio is 1.08. Again, nakuha natin siya common ratio. And then, n is 5 minus 1. So, we are going to compute na that 1. Pag kinompute natin dyan, A sub 5 is equal kay, so, i-direct na natin. We can directly compute that in calculator. So, i-input lang natin, ganyan na ganyan, kung paano natin siya sinulat, ganun din natin siya i-input sa calculator. So, 540,000 times 1.08 raised to 5 minus 1. So, 5 minus 1, ayan, ang lalabas na sagot natin dyan is, lagyan ko lang ng peso sign, 734,664.04. Okay? So, therefore, the final answer, we'll be giving the final answer na The value of the land, we can write it in complete sentence, of course. The value of the land after, okay, 5 years is, ayan, yung sagot natin, 734,664.4. Okay? So, ganyan lang kung paano siya i-solve. So, mahalaga na alam niyo kung ano yung sequence na gagamitin. Okay? So, that's it for example number 1 or problem number 1. Next, let's have example number 2. So, a cell phone was purchased for 32,500 in 2015. If the value of the cell phone depreciated, okay, depreciated meaning bumaba, decreases annually by 16%, find its value now, 2025. Okay, so ilan kaya yun? Okay, so again, we have to identify first the value. Okay, identify the value. So, number 1, first step, ayan, anong gagawin natin? So, we will let A sub n be the value. Okay, A sub n, okay, is the value of the cell phone, sana kumasya, n years, okay, n years, wait lang, at hindi ko maisulat ng maayos ang aking pen dito, wait, ayusin natin, value of the cell phone n years after 2015. After ko, kung ilang taon siya, o ilang taon ba after 2015 at find the value no, 2025 daw. Yan, so, ililat natin na A sub n, okay, is the value of the cell phone n years after 2015. Okay? So, why after 2015? Because 2015 is our starting point. So, dyan tayo mag-uumpisa. Okay? Dyan tayo mag-uumpisa. Ibig sabihin, 2015, wait lang, sulat natin. Ibig sabihin lang niyan, 2015 is our starting year. Okay? Starting year. Ibig sabihin, 2016, siya na yung susunod, 1 year after 2015. Ay, sorry, bakit may... Ay. 1 year after 2015. O, pag 2017, 2 years after 2015. Okay? 2 years, sorry, naintindihin na lang ninyo, 2015. So, ayan. And so on and so forth. Okay? So, hindi na natin ilista lahat dyan. So, yan yun. Okay? Next is, we have to identify what is being asked. Okay? Ano ba yung tinatanong? Ang tinatanong ay, okay, yung value ng cellphone. Okay? Yung value ng cellphone in 2025. Okay? Value of cellphone in 2025. Value of the cellphone in 2025. Yeah. So, let's determine, of course, how many years have passed. Okay? So, ima-minus lang natin, syempre. So, 2025 minus, ano ba yung starting year natin? We have 2015. Okay? We have 2015. Wait lang. We have 2015. So, ima-minus lang natin, we have 10. Ibig sabihin, 10 years. Okay? 10 years. So, therefore, yung n natin, okay, ay 10. Okay, yung n natin ay 10. So, 10 years. So, we are looking for the 10th term. We are looking for the 10th term. Okay, so we are looking for the 10th term. After that, we have to identify the given values. So, identify the given values. So, the original cell phone price is 32,500. So, it depreciates 16% every year. So again, pag sinabi nating depreciates, meaning decreases. Okay, nag-decrease siya. Right? Yan. So since the value decreases by 16%, okay, so since nag-decrease siya by 16%, paano kaya natin makukuha, okay, yung value or yung A sub 1 natin? Okay, A sub 1 is now equal kay 32,500 times 1 minus 0.16. Bakit 1 minus 0.16 ngayon? Kanina nag-add tayo, right? Kanina nag-add tayo. Okay, tatandaan ninyo, kapag increases, kapag appreciated or appreciates, pag nag-increase, magdadagdag tayo ng 1. Kasi ang kinukuha natin ay yung future, original price, tsaka yung parang naging interest niya. Pero this time, bakit minus? 1 minus yan, 0.16 kasi nga bumaba siya. So, ibig sabihin, ang makukuha natin, mas mababa doon sa given original na presyo. So, dapat ang makuha natin dito, mas mababa sa 32,500 kasi nga, nag-decrease siya. So, pag decrease, ima-minus natin sa 1. Kapag nag-increase, ia-add natin ang 1. So, for this one, 32, A sub 1 is 32,500 times 1 minus 0.16 is 0.84. Okay? So, pag minultiply natin yan, ang makukuha natin, our A sub 1 is 27,300. Okay? 27,300. Therefore, okay, yung ating A sub 1 is 27,300. And yung ratio natin, kasi ang gagamitin ulit dito, depreciated, and we have here 16%. Of course, we are going to use the geometric. Okay? Geometric sequence din ito. So, ibig sabihin, kung ano yung minultiply natin dito sa 32,500, okay, yun na yung magiging common ratio natin. So, yung ratio natin ay 0.84. So, meron na tayong mga given dito. Meron tayong A sub 1, meron na tayong common ratio. Okay? So, yon yung number 4, na-identify na natin. We have here the geometric sequence. And number 5, yan, show our solution. So, again, ano yung formula natin for geometric sequence? We have A sub n is equal to A sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1. Okay? So, A sub n natin is A sub 10. Okay? Is equal to A sub 1 is 27,300 times our ratio is 0.84 raised to n minus 1, that is 10 minus 1. So, if you're going to directly compute that, okay, if you're going to compute that, of course, we will come up with approximately 5,000, bigyan ko na lang peso sign, 5,684.29. Yan. So, therefore, okay, our answer here, write lang natin dito, the value of the cell phone in 2025 is 5,684.29 pesos. Okay? So, you notice na it's much smaller. From 32,500, nung after 10 years, naging 5,684 na lang siya. Kasi, ayan, naging outdated na siya. So, yun yun. Okay? So, that's number 2 problem. Next, we have number 3. Okay? So, 3,000 pesos is placed in an account at 5% interest, compounded quarterly for 5 years. How much is in the account at the end of 5 years? So, sabi dyan. So, compound interest calculations take place every conversion period. So, may note dyan. Therefore, when using sequences, we take the number of conversion periods as our counter. O, so may nakalagay na agad na note natin. Okay? So, in here, ayan, gagamitin din natin yung 6 steps na, ayan, binigay ko dyan sa inyo. Number 1 step, identify the variable. Okay? Identify the variable. So, isa-isahin ulit natin. Identify the variable. So, ililet natin yung a sub n natin be the amount in the account. Okay? So, isulat ko lang. Medyo mahaba. Amount in, saglit, at hindi ko siya masulat. Amount in the account after n conversion periods. Wait lang. After n, hindi na siya maano. Wait for a while. After n conversion period. Okay? So, take note lang dun sa phrase natin kanina dyan, compounded quarterly. So, i-note natin to ha, compounded quarterly. So, meaning, ilan yon? Ilang times, okay? Ilang times siya magkakaroon ng interest. We have 4 times every year, okay? Kasi quarterly. So, yan, we're not going to count the periods, okay, by years. We are going to count them by quarter. Okay? So, by quarter siya. So, paano kaya yon? O, later, ititingnan natin. So, next is we have to identify what is being asked. So, we want the amount after 5 years. Okay? So, we want the amount after 5 years. So, ilagay lang natin dito, amount after 5 years. Yan. So, since there are 4 quarters in 1 year, o kasi nga compounded siya, since there are 4 quarters in 1 year, therefore, magkakaroon tayo ng 20 quarters. So, 4 times 5, kaya magkakaroon ng 20 quarters. Yan. So, therefore, we're looking for, ano kaya yung hinahanap natin? We're looking for the 20th or the A sub 20. Okay? So, yan. So, note lang ha, 5 years sounds like 5 periods, but because the interest is compounded quarterly, we have 20 conversion periods. So, baka malito kayo, hindi siya 5 years kasi may nakalagay na compounded or quarterly dyan. Okay? So, hindi siya basta-basta 5 years. So, of course, again, we are looking for the 20th term or the A sub 20 amount. Yan. Okay? Next, identify the given values. Okay? Identify the given values. So, the principal amount, ano ba yung starting amount niya? 3,000 pesos. Okay? So, principal, ilagay lang natin, principal amount is 3,000. Ipilang muna natin siya para mas, ano ninyo. Principal amount, it's the original amount ha. So, 3,000 pesos. And then, the annual interest rate is 5%. So, yung rate natin, okay, is 5%. Or 0.05 if we're going to convert it into decimal number. Okay? So, ayan. Pero, yan, yung interest ay compounded siya quarterly. So, of course, we need the interest rate per quarter. Okay? So, there are 4 quarters again in 1 year. Therefore, okay, 4 quarters. So, therefore, yung 0.05 natin, we need to divide that. Okay? We need to divide that by 4. 0.05 divided by 4. And that would be 0. Equal siya kay 0.0125. Tama. Okay, 0.0125. So, the period rate, okay, is 0.0125 or 1.25% per quarter. Okay, so per quarter ito. Ayan. So, ito yung magiging rate natin per per quarter. Okay? So, rate, isulat ko lang dito para hindi tayo magkalituhan. Rate per quarter. Okay? So, ayan. O, after nyan, okay, after nyan, kailangan na natin kunin yung A sub 1. Okay? Kailangan na natin yung kunin yung pinaka-first term. Okay, yung first quarter natin dyan. So, A sub 1 is now equal kay, ano ba yung original price natin? 3,000. Okay? Times, okay, 1 plus yung ating 0.0125. So, bakit may 1 ulit dyan? May plus 1 ulit dyan? Kasi nga, may interest siya. Ibig sabihin, pag interest na dadagdagan, nag-i-increase. So, again, plus 1. Pag nababawasan, minus. Okay? Yun yung tatandaan ninyo. So, 3,000 times 1 plus 0.0125. Okay? Ang makukuha natin dyan, i-direct na natin. Ang makukuha natin dyan ay, ang A sub 1 natin ay 3,037.50. Okay? 3,037.50. And of course, okay, yung ratio natin, common ratio natin ay yung kung ano yung minultiply natin sa kanya. So, i-add lang natin to. Hindi ko na kasi siya na-add kanina. So, ang common ratio natin ay 1.0125. Okay, nakuha? 1.0125. So, again, kaya nga siya may common ratio. Again, pag may mga interest na ganyan, usapin ay we have geometric. Gagamitan natin siya ng geometric sequence. Okay? Geometric sequence. And then number 5, show the solution. Okay? Very easy na lang. Ano ulit yung solution natin? A sub n is equal to A sub 1 times R raised to n minus 1. So, A sub n natin is A sub 20 is equal to A sub 1, yung nakuha natin kanina, 3,037.50 times our common ratio is 1.0125 raised to n, which is 20 minus 1. So, pag kinumpute natin yan, A sub 20, okay, A sub 20 is equal kay 3,000, approximately, we have 3, sige, lagyan ko na ng peso, 3,846 point, ay, wait lang, at napalayo, 0.11 pesos. Okay? So, therefore, okay, final answer natin, the amount in the account, okay, pwedeng ganito, the amount in the account, sulat lang natin, the amount in the account after 5 years, is approximately or is 3,846.11. Approximately 3,846.11 pesos. Okay, so that's how you solve number 3. Halos lahat common ha, common geometric sequence halos. Okay? Ayan. Next problem, we have problem number 4. Ayan, Christina decides, okay, to save money after graduation, for her graduation. Ayan. So, Christina starts by setting aside 100 pesos. So, each week, Christina increases the amount she saves by 20 pesos. So, how much money will Christina have saved after 52 weeks? Okay, so first, ayan, let's see kung ano ito. Okay, first, let's identify the variable. Identify natin yung variable. Okay, so ililet natin na yung n, we let n be equal kay amount Christina will save, amount Christina will save in week n. Week n, ha? N is our variable. Okay? So, meaning, Okay, meaning A sub 1 is the amount saved during week 1. Okay, so yung A sub 1, yun yung na-save niya ng, ay sorry, i-ano ko na lang para mas ano siya. Save in week 1. Save in week 1. Oh. A sub 2, saved in week 2. And so on and so forth. Okay? So, yan. Na-identify na natin yung ating variable. Next, step 2, identify what is being asked. So, ano ba yung tinatanong? Okay? Ang tinatanong, how much money, okay, will Christina have after 52 weeks? Ilan kaya yung may ipon niya? Ibig sabihin, the total amount. So, hindi tinatanong ha, hindi tinatanong kung ilan yung na-save niya. Ang tinatanong, how much money will Christina have saved after 52 weeks? Okay? So, hindi tinatanong kung ilan yung na-save niya during, okay? During the week 52. Tama? Okay? Pero, we're asking for the total amount she saved. Okay? Tinatanong yung total amount she saved from week 1 all the way to week 52. Okay? So, from week 1 to week 52, yun yung tinatanong. So, total amount, sulat ko dito. Total amount from week 1 to 52. Okay? So, yan yung tinatanong. Total amount na na-save niya from week 1 to 52. Okay? Next is identify the given values. Okay? So, by the way, with this one, yung sa number 2, by identifying yun, yung kung anong tinatanong, makikita na agad natin kung ano to. Right, class? Makikita na natin kung sequence or series yung pinag-uusapan kasi, again, tinatanong total amount. So, therefore, pag sinabi nating total amount, siya ay series. Okay, titingnan natin. So, ano kaya ito? Ano kayang klaseng series yung gagamitin natin? Is it arithmetic or geometric? Let's see. Okay? So, number 3, let's identify the given values. Okay? So, sabi dito, okay, nag-start siya ng 100. Okay? So, sa tingin ninyo, yun na kaya yung first term natin? Based dyan sa problem, tingnan natin. O, nag-start siya ng 100 and each week tumataas ng 20. O, so, tama. Okay? Yung 100 na yun na yung A sub 1 natin. Yung 100 pesos. Okay? And yung number of weeks, kasi kailangan natin yung number of weeks dahil kailangan natin hanapin yung amount from week 1 to week 52. So, number of weeks ay 52. So, yung N natin ay 52. And, of course, madali lang to, sabi niya, every week daw, nadadagdagan ng 20 pesos. So, ibig sabihin, common difference. Okay, common difference is 20. So, dyan pa lang makikita na natin na yung gagamitin natin ay arithmetic series. Okay, so kailangan marunong tayong mag-identify kung anong klase yung gagamitin natin dito, kung arithmetic ba siya or geometric. Okay, kailangan kabisado ninyo yung concept ng geometric and arithmetic para madalian kayo mag-identify. Okay, so yan, na-identify na natin. So, tingnan na lang ninyo, okay? As you can see, dito, hindi siya percentage. Hindi katulad ng mga nauna. Isa din technique ito kung paano nyo ma-identify kung arithmetic siya or geometric. So, pag geometric, tatandaan ninyo, common na common dyan kapag mga percentages. Okay? Pero dito, since 20 pesos siya, fixed siya. Okay? Fixed difference siya. Ibig sabihin, we will use the arithmetics or arithmetic sequence, or dahil total amount yung hinahanap dito, particularly, gagamitin natin yung arithmetic series. So, tandaan nyo na, pag mga percentage, okay, geometric. Tandaan, geometric. Okay? Kapag mga fixed, okay, fixed amount, fixed value, fixed amount, okay, fixed amount or fixed value, that is arithmetic. Okay, tandaan nyo yun. So, yan. Next, we are going to move forward with the solution. So, ano ba yung formula natin? Okay? So, for arithmetic series, we can use this one. Okay? So, yung formula natin for arithmetic series. Okay? For arithmetic series, okay, we can use the formula. Ayan, yung formula natin. We have here S sub n. Okay? So, S sub n, sana kumasya siya, is equal to n over 2 times, wait lang, hindi ata kakasya. Ayan, 2a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. Okay? So, yan yung formula natin for arithmetic series. Right? Okay, tama. So, next is we have to substitute. Okay? So, S sub n, kailan ba yung weeks na pinapahanap sa atin? 52. So, S sub 52, okay, is equal to n, so 52 over 2 times 2 times a sub 1 is 100. Okay, wait lang. Kasya pa ba? Plus, n is, again, 52 minus 1 times the common difference, which is 20. Okay, so if you're going to solve that, i-direct na natin. Okay, you can manually solve and directly calculate it, pero ayan, solve natin siya directly. So, S sub 52, or yung total, okay, after 52 weeks is, we have here 31,720 pesos. Okay, 31,720 pesos. So, therefore, okay, Christina will, haba ng name niya, Christina will have saved, okay, will have saved 31,720 pesos after 52 weeks. Okay, after 52 weeks. Ayan. So, that is our number 4. Next, number 5. A savings account has an annual interest rate of 3% compounded monthly. Find the amount in the account, okay, 18 months after 5,000 pesos is invested. Okay? Yan. So, may percent na ulit tayo dito, ha? Okay. First step, identify the variable. Okay? So, identify the variable. We will let a sub n, okay, be the amount in the account. Okay? Amount in the account, okay, after n months. After ilang months. Okay? After n months. So, yan yung variable natin. Okay? So, bakit buwan? Okay, bakit kaya months ngayon? Hindi siya year. O, di ba sabi ko sa inyo kanina year, pero bakit month? Kasi, the interest is compounded monthly. Okay? Compounded monthly. So, ibig sabihin, okay, 1 month, 1 conversion period. Okay? 2 months, 2 conversion periods. So, 18 months yung given dyan. So, ibig sabihin, meron tayong 18 conversion periods. Therefore, we're looking for a sub 18. Okay? O, ayan na yung number 2 natin. We're looking for a sub 18. Okay? So, that is the amount in the account 18 months. Okay? The amount, we are looking for the amount in the account 18 months. 18 months after 5,000 pesos, after 5,000 pesos is invested. Okay, is invested. So, we're looking for a sub 18 or yung 18th term natin. Okay, so yan. Next is identify the given values. Yan. So, our principal amount natin, isulat ko lang, is 5,000 pesos. And then, yung rate natin, okay, annual interest rate is 3%. So, annual yun ha. Annual interest rate is 3%. Okay, or 0.03 pag kinonvert natin siya sa decimal. 0.03. Pero, again, compounded monthly kasi yung sabi dyan. So, ibig sabihin, okay, yung monthly rate, sulat ko dito, monthly rate natin ay equal siya sa 0.03, i-divide mo siya ilan bang buwan yung meron tayo sa loob ng isang taon. We have 12. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, this is equal kay 0.0025 or 0.25% per month yung kanyang interest. Okay? 0.25% per month. Okay? So, ngayon, pwede na nating hanapin yung A sub 1 gaya ng ginagawa natin ng mga nakaraan. So, A sub 1 is equal to, what is our principal amount again? Starting, we have 5,000 pesos times, okay, 1 plus 0.0025. Bakit nag-plus tayo? Kasi, di ba, interest siya. Ibig sabihin, nadadagdagan. Okay? So, ayan, 5,000 times 1 plus 0.0025. So, sige, isulat ko muna. 5,000 times 1.0025. So, ang kalalabasan niyan, A sub 1 natin is 5,000, 5,012.50. Okay? 5,012.50. Yan yung A sub 1 natin. Okay? So, after a month, yan, yung magiging value niya. Then, yung common ratio natin, yung rate dyan, or common ratio natin is yung 1.0025. Okay? So, therefore, okay, again, pag may mga percentage, sabi ko nga sa inyo, we will be using geometric dito. And, since we are looking for the amount in the account, okay, after 18 months, okay, we will be using the geometric sequence. Okay? The geometric sequence. Okay? So, show our solution na to find na the A sub 18. So, A sub n is equal to A sub 1 times r raised to n minus 1. So, A sub n, we have A sub 18 is equal to A sub 1, which is 5,012.50 times our ratio is 1.0025 raised to n is 18 minus 1. Okay? Then, after nyan, ang makukuha nating sagot dito is approximately, our A sub 18 is 5,229.85. Okay? So, yan yung magiging answer natin. 5,229.85. Okay? Therefore, yan. So, final answer natin. Wait lang. Therefore, the amount in the account, okay, the amount in the account after 18 months, is approximately, or is 5,000, sana kumasya ka siya baba, 5,229.85. Okay? So, that will be our answer already. Okay? So, that's it for this video lesson. I hope natutunan. Again, tandaan lang ninyo kapag may mga percentages na involved, gagamitin natin dyan geometric sequence. Kapag fixed amount, okay, pag fixed amount, yung pagtaas ng value niya, fixed lang, walang percentage, we will be using arithmetic sequence or series. Depende sa tanong. Kapag total, of course, we will be using series. Pero pag yung term lang mismo, okay, gagamitin natin, of course, yung mga formula for sequences. Okay? So, that's it for this video lesson. I hope naintindihan. Yun lang. Thank you!